The glass still shook when I set it down. A room full of executives, laughter rising like smoke, and her boss staring straight at me when he said, "She could do way better than you." His smile was the kind men wear when they've already crossed the line but enjoy testing how far it will stretch. The laughter that followed didn't sting, it hollowed the room. I've been in darker rooms before, interrogation chambers where a misplaced word meant a man's life. This was different. This was intimate, calculated. I cut him down with one sentence, calm, sharp, enough to turn his grin into a twitch. Then she snapped at me, eyes wide with a rage I'd never seen directed my way. "Apologize," she hissed through her teeth, "or we're over." I looked at her, really looked. The same woman who once swore no one could stand between us, now threatening me over a man who mocked me in public. I didn't speak, just smiled. That silence carried me through the rest of the evening, through the empty drive home, through the days that followed where her words replayed in my head like static. She thought over was a card she could throw down. She had no idea what it meant when I chose it. Her distance began the next morning, subtle, not cruel, not cold, worse, indifferent. A phone face down on the counter. Late nights explained away with clipped excuses. That faint glow on her skin when she returned, as though someone else's presence still clung to her. When she spoke to me, it was careful, measured, like a performance. She thought she was rehearsed enough to keep me blind. But I've read men breaking under fluorescent light, eyes darting, hands twitching, voices betraying truths they swore they'd never speak. She wasn't trained. She didn't stand a chance. Her boss's words, her demand for my apology, they weren't isolated moments. They were cracks in the wall, and cracks always widen. I didn't confront her. I didn't accuse. I watched. I listened. And with every silence I offered, she revealed more. I began quietly, always quietly. Her text messages weren't as clean as she thought. Patterns always betray the careless. A number saved under another woman's name. A string of messages cleared, but backups live longer than secrets. I pulled her car's GPS logs. Repeated destinations in the middle of the week. A hotel under renovation, half its floors still operational. Subtle, but not enough. And then her emails. Corporate accounts she thought untouchable. He left digital fingerprints everywhere. Dinners scheduled. Private meetings adjusted to match her calendar. Language meant to sound professional, but curving just enough to betray intimacy. I didn't need a confession. I built one, piece by piece. A dossier of her truth. The outside world saw me as calm. A husband maybe slipping away from his wife. A man too quiet to fight for what was his. But inside, I was building the kind of case no courtroom ever sees. One that ends not with argument, but inevitability. I waited until she came home late again. Perfume not hers. Jacket buttoned wrong. Eyes darting before they met mine. I slid the file across the table. Photos, logs, transcripts, every detail laid bare. She froze. Her hand shook before she even touched the first page. "You went through my—" "No." My voice was steady, sharp enough to slice the air. I watched. "You showed me." Her face cracked in ways no man's fists could ever manage. Guilt, panic, the dawning realization that she wasn't clever, wasn't hidden, wasn't in control. She tried to cry, tried to plead, tried to explain. But explanations are for those who still hold power, and I didn't move, didn't blink, didn't shout, just sat there, calm, while her world collapsed in silence. Revenge didn't come with fury, it came with precision. Her boss received the same file, packaged neatly, delivered anonymously to his wife, to the board, to every set of eyes that mattered in his world. Overnight, he became a liability. His name scrubbed from the company's website, his office emptied before the week ended. And her? Her career was welded to his. Their private meetings now painted her with the same brush, a liability by association. Trust corroded, reputation gutted. She came home begging me to help her, to fix it, to stand by her. I smiled, said nothing. Silence again, the only truth that mattered. Weeks later, she sat across from me in the house that no longer felt like hers. "You ruined me," she whispered. I looked at her the way I once looked at men across steel tables in gray rooms. Broken, desperate, searching for a way out that didn't exist. "No," I said finally, my voice calm, final. "You did that yourself." I stood, left her in silence. Justice isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. It's the moment they realize the end came long before they noticed. And that's when I knew, done means never again.